Alrighty. Round 2, World Cup. Definitely Steve from Australia, with Martell crossing, with Thomas Trojan, the captain of Czech Republic, or Czechia, however they want their country to be called, with Nightwatch Aloof. Okay. Oh, you must be unwell. My excuse is I just did a almost 21-hour straight drive last night, so I have not looked at any recent messages about people's health. We have Carter, Al and Ish. Al and Ish are both Australian players, assuming Carter is a Czechia player. I'm sure someone will be willing to correct me. Is it Czechia or Czech Republic? Ooh. So, while this game is getting started, I suppose I can try and... I suppose I could have got these up, but what I do have is I have the opponent's deck, which is this right here. No March, you got Stranger and Mogulas. Those are the two main ones to look at. But most of the time, this deck just wants to go double Maiden, and then all their reserve stuff is just straightforward. Like, I played a game against Nightwatch Aloof recently, and by recently I mean like 45 minutes ago, at the time of this recording, and game 1 was great ranging, grabs Fist of the First Men, Forest Patrol with Dragonglass Dagger. Yeah, just stupid. Same thing the next game. It's almost like this case is an exception, but sometimes it feels like Nightwatch Aloof have the same cheat to get great ranging as Greyjoy Winter has with Ralph. Thomas plays his limited Flea Bottom Alley, plays Aged Craftsman, which does what? Wait, hang on, what? How's he playing two limiteds at the same time? Ah, no, sorry, he set up the Flea Bottom Alley, did he? Yeah, he did. Okay, my mistake. Obviously, it's got no exclamation mark saying it's illegal, so must be permitted. Ooh, is this Lord Steward? Yes, it is. That's retarded. Well, that's a bit excessive, but the fact that you can... Yes! Yes, that's great. That is great. I was going to say, getting that many Steward cards straight up and getting Lord Steward out straight away is just absurd. It's almost like the deck contains two archetypes and it draws one archetype or the other. That's how it feels facing it, at least. Great. So having a look at the board on the Nightwatch side, Steve is likely, at least in my mind, likely going to be doing the power challenge as the final challenge. Interesting. Give him one less power to push with. Fair enough. Steve does have to be careful when choosing his challenges. Obviously tactically, but on the smaller minor reason that if you use the cancel challenge command, it doesn't reset the Lord of the Crossings counting, so you'd have to manually adjust strength, and it just becomes a bit inconvenient. Power challenge first. Fair enough. I guess this is to get Bowen Martinet. Nice. Fair enough. Oh yeah, of course. There's no need to do a power challenge at all because there's no power to take. And then he wins the military, gains power from crossing. Is it? Bowen Marsh. Entry challenge. Each steward character gains insight. Well, that's convenient. Military of 12. I wonder, with this board, would he play Valar? You might actually, because if you just use Aemon to protect Bowen, you've got duped Jon Snow. Maybe not. What did he have? He had Stranger and Morgulez. So, Stranger might be a good move. I mean, with ooh, burning the books already. That's pretty good. It means that you can go ahead and steal them. Now, does Steve have another sweet sleep? So he's doubled Winter Reserves. Pardon, Winter Festival. So that would mean he's got them both off. Don't take that out of context, you... David? Don't take that out of context. You too, Alex. Called out. Oh, Night's Watch don't have any kings, so this is pretty good. Well, there is no king character in play. Marcella Baratheon gains renown and does not kneel when declared as a defender in a power challenge. Old Bear, which type? Ah, the free one. This will be tricky. Particularly because at this point... Oh, goodness me. Well, we're on a timer. What can you do? If you had a stealth body with a military icon, that'd be incredible. Because that way, you would be able to... Oh no, you can't, because she only hits 5 costers. This quick game has suddenly become a bit slower. What will Steve decide to do? Who else has joined? Thinking, indeed, you have a great reason to think. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on the board. We have Ford Prefect with some sweaty name writing style. Paulie, who's on the Australian team, and someone called Andre. No idea who that is. Watch it be like Harren's brother. Andre sounds Spanish, doesn't it? I mean, I imagine the names from Catalonia and Spain probably sound similar. Force ball and march into a power challenge. At least Tyene is going to be stealing power every round. That's something. Looking at the character spread. Nah, unlikely to do a reset. He's only single maiden though, so he's probably going to go back to expected play patterns next plot. Is it participating or attacking? Participating steward character. Oh, that's absurd. Going, yep. Is there a purpose to attacking? Still. It would force defense. But no. Old Bear doesn't kneel, so there's no point. It's funny, you don't see this one very often. Although it's not the least seen Old Bear. I'd say the least seen Old Bear would be the... Well, if my memory serves me correctly, there is an Old Bear in Things We Do for Love, that chapter pack, so that would technically be the most unseen. But it was the 6 cost. I believe it's also a loyal one. I've forgotten what it does. See, I'll just find out what that card does. Eleven strength power challenge. Bear with me as I find this card. It's easy enough to search on Thrones TV, just Old Bear, and you won't get anything else. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of is the Loyal 6 cost. 6 cost, 5 strength, military power. After you win a challenge in which Old Bear Mormont is participating, choose a non-unique character and the losing opponent's discard pile and put it into play under your control. So it's the Loyal Recruiter. But no one plays him. Probably because Recruiter decks have a lower cost curve and the expensive character is Yoren. Six and 4. At the Palace of Sorrows. It's just straight Valor. That's fair. He's got a fairly empty hand. He calls it thinking. There we go. Who? Oh, it doesn't even tell you who Eamon was going to save. Probably save himself. Thinking about it. Likely to save himself. 5 gold, enough to play another big. Just need to put out 3 characters. You'd need one with stealth. Oh no, Tat Assault. At least what he gets is revealed, but it means he's likely going to fetch Craven. No, Steward at the Wall. That makes even more sense. Another body, another defender. He still only has... oh no, he's got 2 of each icon. Which means if he can get 3 characters out, he cannot. Well, there's a chance that what's in shadows could be Tatters. I believe he runs Tatters. No intrigue defense. What do you hit? Prince's Plan would be ideal. You can just grab that back after the fact. The problem is if Steve doesn't play... okay. I was going to say, if Steve doesn't play anything, or doesn't have anything on the board, then what's likely to happen is... okay. What's likely to happen is Thomas will just play Stranger, and that way he's cleared out another one of his resets that would hurt him, since he's got no duplicates. Which means he can't play Stranger next round. He wins, the wall stays standing, but you can't put something in for free with Old Bear. Tristane. Only 2 challenges, unfortunately. Unless you've got something like a Dornish Spy. Oh, that's a good hit. You want something like a Dornish Spy come in? No. That's unfortunate. Still neck and neck. He's done a fairly good job. Well, I suppose he had a power lead in the beginning, but it's good to have the power lead still, despite the fact he doesn't have many cards in hand, Steve. So, what have we seen? We have seen... we're likely to see just Maiden again, I'd imagine. You got Supporting the Faith, Close Call, Stranger and Maiden. Heads on Spikes and Maiden. Yep. So, we want to hit not an attachment. We hit a duplicate of a card that's already on the board. Of course. Here's where we hope he draws Icon Doran. That would help quite significantly. Well. Yes. The ubiquitous I draw the specific card that I want every single time card. Also, this search event will simply keep scaling to absurd heights. Because as you keep adding more cards, you'll have more variety, and you'll have more choice. You can basically make sure you never have a false draw, or draw a card you don't want to use, with this, the Watch Has Need event. What's the X? X is your reserve. Which is not much of an issue when you've got cards that have the modifier. He did find Duran Martell. That's something. And he is going to do challenges. A slight inconvenience is the fact that you have... how many stewards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stewards, you'll be able to steal any, well, except for Duran, you can steal either of them. Take the Desert Raider. It's somewhat ridiculous. The Night's Watch faction, at least in this Aloof format, is able to both play wall defense with small things, wall defense with big things, or just turn themselves into the wall. Now, I guess in this particular matchup it benefits Night's Watch, because as far as I'm aware, Steve doesn't run any resets in that deck. It's Martell Crossing. Crossing is meant to be fast. Unfortunately, in this case, you've got most cards in Night's Watch having the automatic defensive attachments that's known as no attachments except weapon, or just no attachments at all. Assault, Insight, Intimidate, no attachments. I remember when Great Ranging came out, the people who hadn't tested it looked at it and were thinking, what are the playtesters smoking? You're giving effectively it's an 8/8 that cannot be bypassed by stealth with Assault, Insight, Intimidate, and no attachments. I'm surprised I don't see many Night's Watch Mummers decks, because Shagwell would love this thing. Just plonk and instant SpongeBob rips his shirt in the boxing. You guys seen that episode? I haven't, but I've seen enough meme clips of it. He's getting ready to box and just flexes his pecs and rips his shirt, which is funny because I didn't think SpongeBob wore a shirt. He must have put on a shirt just to destroy it. VD. Never mind, he has a reset, and it's a good one. It's a good thing this Aloof deck doesn't play Outwit, otherwise that would be a very obvious play. But then again, you wouldn't have a Maester to kneel, so doesn't matter. Yep, keeps Old Bear. That makes sense. At this point, the plan is just defend the wall. 14 cards. You'd think they're playing Drowned God over there at the wall. I'll say the number of cards you can draw in Drowned God is ridiculous. No Godless Man. Anyway, off topic. Stay on topic for now. Clear as Ironwood. So next plot we can choose who goes first. Does Duran have a limit for his stripping? No, he doesn't. Which is very helpful. You got Eamon back, good for you. So you need to do a challenge, you need to lose it. Seven. Surely in that 12 card hand he's got a power icon. Because if he doesn't, it's just an intrigue military power, with the power being the last one you're allowed to do. The last being able to do. It wouldn't get to a win, but it'd be very close. Ah, he's going to play Lord Stewart again. Never has an old man been such a problem. How many stewards now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can steal Duran. Wow. That's just ridiculous. The fact that you can have from one attachment the ability to just say, yeah, I see that big card. Yeah, yoink. I would argue it's more annoying than box Ballon, because yes, Ballon steals your card for the same, well, but I say for the same period of time. Yes, you don't need as much to make him work, but with the Steward attachment, you're stealing a card that the opponent had to pay for. We've had about 25 minutes gone by. Some people have left. Some people have left and then come back. Good. Oh. Power challenge now. How are you going to strip the power icon from Samwell? Or is the intention to just have them kneel out? Interesting. I suppose then strip the military icon from Old Bear? And then you can just remove anyone in the next challenge with Duran. Pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, okay. Oh, all game. Oh, he's won. He's won. Eight. If your reserve is higher. So if you play the game, you if you just play the game, you win. Oh, come on. No, that's so frustrating. If the last card in hand for Steve is Dorian's game, mate, I'm just a disappointment is what it is. We'll just say. Look at that, and then Nightwatch just stand on top of the wall, look down at you, and say, "How dare you challenge me?" Ugh. So yeah, Thomas Trojan. Let's see, what have we got? Tournaments, where are you? Here we are. Players. So, we want to find Czech Republic. I'm wondering if Tom just wants to have all the points. So I'm going to beat everyone else in individual point score. Why don't ask me to translate the French? There's so many Frenchmen in this lobby. There's so many Frenchmen in this game. It's just saying translate. Yep. Can't do much about that. Unlucky. Unlucky.